All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Glad to see you guys in chat. Going to get started here in just a second. Going to be dropping some knowledge bombs about what you can do to grow your YouTube channel and further your reach with video. So appreciate you being here. Again, I'm Brian White with Video Zeus. This is the YouTube channel. Hope you're doing well. All right. Who we got in chat? We got Digital Lyrics. What's up, man? How are you doing? We got Centurion Confidence. Gonna smash that subscribe button so they can watch it later. What's up, Tanya Tube? What's up, Tip Van Jip? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right. So we're gonna get it started. So listen. You know, I'll be the first to admit that I don't know everything about everything when it comes to growing a YouTube channel. But what I do know is what has worked for me, and I know it can work for you too. So I wanted to do this live stream to share some of the strategies that I've been using to grow my YouTube channel, and in an effort that maybe it would help you grow your YouTube channel. So I've got a little presentation here prepared that I'll go through in just a second. All right. So I started this channel about 2 years ago, and you know, I come from a background in video production and video marketing, so I'm kind of spoiled in that sense that I come onto the scene, you know, already, you know, able to produce and do things. So I'm a little spoiled, but what YouTube has done for me personally is, as a professional and as a creator, it has really humbled me, you know, going from high quality professional video all the time to making videos on the fly and doing them as fast as possible and making them as good as possible to relate to the audience to bump up the audio retention. So it's been a really awesome journey. And so that kind of brings me into my first slide is, you know, a lot of times people will ask me, you know, what camera should I start with shooting? What editing platform should I start doing? I'm not good on camera. You know, I don't have a good space to shoot in. And my first point really is just to get over yourself. You got to just move past it. I think the longer you don't make videos and record videos, the longer it's going to take you to actually do it. And you know, a lot of us want to, you know, be perfect and want to, you know, be able to have the best looking video and get all the views and subscribers right off the bat. But, you know, to look at it this way, you know, always try to do and to be better. You know, you doing is going to be you bettering yourself. So, and I'm the same way. I'm always trying to do better and try different things. And just by doing it, you're going to get better. But it can be a big step for people to not do it because they think they need to be perfect and they're not good on camera. One thing I try and do to help simplify that process is I have a video script template set out for YouTube videos specifically called the IC formula, where you identify, connect, influence, and convert. Sorry. But that guide can actually be found on my website on videozeus.com. I'll drop a link in the chat for that right now, so you can check that out yourself, download that guide, and that'll really help you format your YouTube videos to make it easier, because it's always like what to say. What do I say when I get on camera? I'm going to mess up, and certainly all that can be fixed in editing, but you know, this script helps kind of answer some of those questions for you about, you know, geez, what do I do, you know, type of thing. So that's the first one. Let's see here. We got one more. Know your niche. So this is a really big one for me because I come from a marketing background, and you know, it's all about target audience and demographics and that sort of thing. And as it relates to YouTube channels, it's very important to understand what your role as a creator is on YouTube. What is your purpose behind you know, what makes a successful channel on YouTube? And it all comes down to knowing your audience, which essentially is knowing your niche. What topic is it that you're going to pursue? A lot of times, early on, a lot of us creators are experimenting a lot. So we're making lots of different types of videos. But then something clicks inside of us and we're like, let's take this seriously and try to grow a channel. So to do that, and to grow a specific audience, you have to be targeted in everything that you think about when it comes to making videos for your channel. And that goes as far as being highly specific about a certain topic and not making videos about random topics, about random techniques and whatever it is related to your industry. So to always be targeted in what you're pursuing. So, my channel specifically is, video. In a sense, it's video production, it's video marketing, it's video conferencing, it's video editing. It's a lot. It's related to video, but you could be a gamer. A gamer. I think one of the biggest mistakes for gaming channels is that they are playing and doing videos for multiple games. I really think early on, under 20,000 subscribers, this can work for anybody. But to have a particular niche, so you're only making videos about that one game, or you're only making videos about gardening or tattoos, or Zoom, or whatever it is that's out there and that you're passionate about. Knowing your niche is, you're going to be passionate about doing something, and there's things we can do. I'll show you here in a minute that we can validate what people are looking for to see if there's any interest behind what you're passionate about doing videos for. But knowing your niche is, it's got to be there. There's so many channels out there that you can look at your own channel and you can look at it and say, what was the most popular video for me? And then you have all these other videos that are on random topics, and a lot of times you can typically tell, like, you gained a lot of views and subscribers from that one video. That maybe is YouTube telling you that that they like that content and people would connect to that content. So that's just one way to think about how to approach your niche. And so I always like to say, if you're super passionate about that topic, could you make 100 videos on that topic and not be sick of it? If you think that sounds like a lot, then maybe that's not the niche or topic, perhaps regardless of your experience on that topic, to pursue. But you can also look at trending topics and things that are future-proof in a sense. So those are some techniques to find your niche. Springtime down here in the South, and a lot of pollen out there. So got the water. All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. And after we're done with this, I'll answer some questions in the chat, that sort of thing. But you want to solidify what your niche is so that it will influence basically everything you do on your channel going forward. And one of those strategies, per se, is leveraging what is called video SEO. And SEO certainly may be known to you, common to you, as search engine optimization. If you're working in business, in the marketing, it's basically creating content to attract and appeal to the search engines, basically fighting over keywords and keyword phrases that relate to how people search things in Google, and of course YouTube. And so taking that same kind of philosophy and mindset that, okay, hey, if I, instead of making videos that I really want to make, and there's nothing wrong with making videos that you want to make. Again, I think the creator journey is that we're all going to find a sense of, is this a channel thing to grow, or am I just making YouTube videos for fun? Whatever it is, it's totally cool. But if you decide to take your channel and you want to get more views and more subscribers, then leveraging video SEO is going to be able to do that for you. Make no mistake, the early success that I have had with my channel, it was not done on accident. It was done on purpose, and it was done by following these steps I'm sharing with you today to help really get a clear idea of what your channel is, what audience you can serve specifically. Because my channel is about making videos. And if I started making videos about how to cook shrimp, it's going to be a really big disconnect for my viewers, my audience, because they're expecting to see video related content. So if you're making content all over the place, it's going to be very tough for you to single out a good audience to grow with. And so that all boils down to how you actually are making videos that get discovered. So discoverability is a big topic in terms of getting your videos viewed, because again, we make all this effort to to make videos, and you get 49 views. It can be a pretty big blow, especially if you spend a couple hours on that, getting your hopes up, that sort of thing. And so by leveraging video SEO, you're going to be able to not only attract more views and subscribers, but you'll also be able to rank in search results. And so ranking in search results either on Google or YouTube is going to help your video get discovered. And so yeah, we all know that YouTube is the second largest search engine, Google being number one, and Google owning YouTube. We know that. So we got to think about YouTube in the same light. It's a search engine, and it can be used as a search engine to grow your channel early on. And what I like about video SEO is it's actually pretty easy once you kind of see the nomenclature of how things are laid out. So let me walk through a little exercise here. And I want you guys to think about your niche when it comes to video. Perhaps maybe there's someone in chat that has a niche. Feel free to share that. I can run this example with that as well. But me specifically, I've been making a lot of videos lately about Zoom, virtual backgrounds, because it's been trending, which is something I'll be talking about here in a few minutes. But it's also related to video and what I do, because it's communications, it's video related. There's gear questions, there's streaming questions, there's lots of different things that I've been able to provide information for. So if we can even start on Google, and you guys can do this at home or on your phone, wherever you want, just go to Google and type in if you were searching for your videos, what would someone type in? What would you type in to find your video if you were just searching on Google? A keyword might be like how to use Zoom. Okay, how to use Zoom, something like that. Maybe it's a how-to video, or it can be anything. But what you're seeing right there, just by me typing this in Google, is that those drop downs, these little drop down here, key phrases that these are suggested key phrases that other people are looking for when it comes to how to use Zoom. So right off the bat, you see how people are searching for these things. And if you take this and title your video with that, it's going to make the connection, and your video will rank in Google and it will rank in YouTube. Now, it's not just about keyword stuffing. That's certainly not the case here. You still have to make a great video, but you can definitely take advantage of these search terms. And so this is kind of the front page of Google in terms of search terms. This will validate that, yes, this is a search term. And what I have something installed here called Keywords Everywhere, and that will show us the volume. This little thing up here will show us the volume of how many people on a monthly basis are searching for this on Google. So it gives you an idea of how many people are looking for that. And this is all based off 12 months. So this time last year, 165,000 people were searching for how to use Zoom. And you can use that data and just hypothesize that is still within reach of how many people are searching for this particular topic. And this is just one topic. This could be your topic. So think about your topic here. And that's a Google Chrome extension called Keywords Everywhere. But that's not really important right now, because what you want to focus on is understanding how people are typing in. How to is a big one. Best copyright-free music sites. Think about how people would search for something if they were looking for something. If you're doing reviews about products, depending on the popularity of the product, I would, if you're doing like a DJI drone review, I would use the word DJI drone in the title or the concept of the video. If your video is about DJI drone, you want to try and aim to have a title that says something about DJI drone. That way they can make the connection with Google. So there's lots of different ways you can take advantage of this. But basically what you want to focus on is understanding how to search in Google, how people search in Google. And so this can be replicated right into YouTube as well. You can search for the same term and you would get very similar results. And just right here, based off of this search, there's this video right here. That's the top page in Google for that 165,000 searches a month. And so there's other videos ranking below it. And then we have our SERP, our search engines results page, our traditional SERP here, which shows us the standard website listings for that search topic. So it's really cool to see that Google, will kind of puts this at the top, and you can see that across the board for anything you search for in Google. Now, what this kind of strategy does for you, and we'll just do another one like Zoom, virtual background, another topic that's been pretty hot that I've been covering a lot about. All of those drop downs right there, you could think about all those drop downs are basically their own standalone video. Zoom virtual background requirements, 2,400 searches a month. That's a video. Zoom virtual background on Android, potentially a video. Zoom virtual background images, 33,000 searches a month. That's a video. These are all specific videos, and you can do this for your search term, whatever it would be. Okay. Now, what seeing that list does, and then understanding, and you can let me scroll down here. You guys know about this maybe. There's more search terms, suggested search terms at the bottom of Google page that can give you ideas again on how people are searching for things, and maybe something like that would be better for you to pursue. But these alone, understanding the search term nomenclature and understanding the search volume, these alone, it tells you that people are looking for that video. What it doesn't tell you, what this information right here on the front end does not tell you, is that your chance to actually rank for that search term. You see, we can go chasing keyword phrases all day, but if the video is not formatted and titled and done well enough, it's not going to rank. Particularly if you're just going on the fly with trying to create titles. So basically, knowing the key phrase, knowing the search phrase, is basically you uncovering clues on what to title your video. The key phrase should be in the top of that title as much as possible, so that it can make that connection that, hey, this key phrase, this search query can line up with this type of content, and one of those contents being your video. So what that does is once you start ranking in search results, you're able to then pick up a lot more views and a lot more subscribers. Now, something I use to validate whether or not I have a chance at ranking for a video is this software called Morning Fame. And Morning Fame is basically a video SEO tool for YouTube that is just flat out awesome. And I just love it. Now, coming from an SEO background, myself, there's other tools out there that kind of educate us about the search volume, the market, the rank difficulty, all that stuff that we have to kind of consider. What I like about Morning Fame is it just boils it all down and makes it super easy to read the data, to make a decision, basically to make a decision about what video to make. Okay, so again, this is following the video SEO strategy. This is making videos that people are already looking for. And it's, making how-to videos, review videos, best videos, list videos, whatever it is. It's doing it, but doing it with a search term. That's all we're doing. It's doing it with a search term. So if we go into Morning Fame, it has a lot of great tools. I'm starting on number 3, search, because I already kind of have an idea of how to use the tool and what the search terms are for what I do. We'll just type in Zoom virtual background, just because that was one I typed in earlier. And so what Zoom does is it provides us a grade, so to speak, of whether or not we should pursue this video. Now, all the data that you see in Morning Fame is being pulled from your own channel analytics. So the numbers and colors here that you see are based off my channel. So this is very specific. So if you were to do this same search in Morning Fame, the search volume, the number 63 would be the same, but the grades would be different. So what these grades is doing is that the keyword Zoom virtual background has a score of 63, which on a scale of 100 in terms of search volume is actually pretty good. It's got a double check mark there. Now, what that double check mark means is that this search term is not only being searched in YouTube, but it's also being searched inside Google. So it's like another way for you to get massive views and massive exposure by pursuing topics that have the double check mark. Okay, the grades underneath is your ranked difficulty. These are telling you if you make this video based off of your competition, basically, could you actually rank a video in search results? Okay, so typically with Morning Fame, what you want to aim for is greens and yellows, and maybe a red E, but greens and yellows. So it'd be A, B, C is what you want to aim for. When I see these Fs mean like don't even try it. You're going to make the video and it's not going to rank, and it might be purposeful for you to make the video because maybe you're making it for a different reason other than trying to rank. So if you're making it for your clients or to educate someone about something specific, you're going to make the video regardless of what this says. But what I'm teaching here, showing you, is that this could be an alternative for you to get more views if you were to adopt the way that you search for things. Let me type in how to use Zoom virtual background. Since that might be a little more specific. Of course, it's not going to load for me. But what Morning Fame does is it helps. Here it goes. Okay, so the grades have changed. There's definitely a lot more search volume involved here. It's being searched on Google and YouTube. There's other tools out there. There's Morning Fame is my favorite. There's also TubeBuddy. There's vidIQ, and all those are fantastic tools. I love them. But it all boils down to the end of the day. What do you feel most comfortable with? And it's Morning Fame. I think the accuracy with Morning Fame is spot on. I mean, it tells you whether or not to pursue a video. Now, again, you're going to make the video if you want to make the video, but this is going to tell you that this search phrase, this way you would title your video, potentially isn't the best choice to pursue this. AFFB. I have made that video in the past. But if this was just any search term, I would try to figure out a way to use the core of that same search term, but in a different way. And something you can do this in Zoom. All the search term stuff, information in here in Morning Fame is the same as you would see it inside Google or YouTube, just doing this. So all we're doing basically is just typing in the search bar. But just by me putting a space behind background, it has all these other video topics that pop up, and you can click on any of these. And what these are, again, all the drop downs, these are all individual videos. That's how you got to look at these things. Like you're thinking about you can use this to not only validate can you rank for it, but you can use this to find other ideas on videos to do. Like, what do I make videos on? Just go in Google and type in your phrase and put a space behind it and see what pops up. That's 10 more videos that you could research and consider making for your channel if they are relevant to it, okay? You certainly don't want to go chasing something if it's not relevant to your audience. That's a disconnect. That's what we talked about earlier. So I'll spend a lot of time here, but I just want to get through you guys is that utilizing SEO with video it's probably the easiest way that you can start getting views like tomorrow. Now I wouldn't go back and start retitling all your videos, but I would go back and go and every video you do from now on, try and find a search term and validate it using something like Morning Fame to see what the search volume is and how difficult it is to rank. You can do a free account. I put the link in the chat below, and we'll go on to the next one. But I'm certainly happy to answer any questions about Morning Fame after we get through here. All right, yeah, so I touched on this a little bit. So you delivering great content. Now, delivering great content can be a lot of things, but when it comes to growing a YouTube channel, it's about making content, one, that people want to see. It's about leveraging the SEO to make sure that you're making content that people are actually looking for. Now, you can't, just because you follow this keyword phrase strategy to titling and deciding what videos to make, just because you do that doesn't mean that it's going to rank or perform well. It's got to be a good video. And I talked about the IC script formula earlier in this video. And what that formula does is it breaks down your video into 4 parts and makes it super easy for you to write in what the next thing you would say. It has, the hook, the intro, it goes into your content, and then there's a call to action at the end. It's a super effective script template. If you watch any of my videos, you see it taking place every video. I'm going to try and stop waving my hand. All right, so yeah, it's got to be good video. You can keyword stuff and try and trick the search engine into ranking your video, but if your video is not getting clicked on, or it's not getting watched or watched in full, it's going to hurt your rating and it's going to drop out of search results. So at the end of the day, yes, you want to get, you just want to get comfortable and better at being better by just making videos. Again, it doesn't have to be this great thing. Making a video, I'm not talking about like it needs to be a great video to perform well, but it needs to be a video that your people want to see, and it's got to be, I would say, direct. You don't want to waste people's time, and that's what that script formula helps you do. Helps you stay on track so you can get through the video, get to the content just as fast as you can, and that script template can be downloaded at the videozeus.com homepage. The formula is called IC. It's identify, connect, influence, and convert. So if you're interested in that, hit up the website and download that, and you'll be on your way to making some good videos. So the next one is to design clickable thumbnails. So if you're a YouTuber, you hear about all this jazz about thumbnails, and it's got to be a good thumbnail. But I think the drop off for a lot of us when we hear about clickable thumbnails is that the reality is we're not graphic designers. The reality is that, again, you're going to be better by doing better. By making more videos, you're going to be forced to make more thumbnails, and your thumbnails will get better as you go. But I think, and what happens is you're going to be making some pretty bad thumbnails starting out. But I'm going to show you some quick ways to jumpstart your thumbnail game, to just really kind of bring it so you understand exactly what and how it should look. Now, not only is the thumbnail, the design of the thumbnail, all of it, okay? Why you're making the thumbnail is to make your video clickable. So a lot of times in YouTube, you will, let me go back here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, a lot of times in YouTube, you will see videos, in search results, perhaps you're looking for a video and it's just like the default thumbnail for that video. It's like a still frame from the video, or maybe you went out of your way and made a still frame for that video. But those are the types of thumbnails that are less clickable. I wouldn't say they're not clickable. They're less clickable. Thumbnails, as you see on the screen now, like mine, and I'm not saying I'm the best thumbnail graphic person, which I'm not, but these are the types of thumbnails that get clicked my click-through rate, which is an analytic inside YouTube for how many impressions your video gets on search results and how many times people actually look at it. And it's a good. So another part of the thumbnail game that I can share is that the title of your video and the thumbnail of your video they work in tandem. They're just as important to each other. So you're following the SEO strategy, okay? The video SEO strategy. You're titling your video. You can see mine, how to best, how to use Google Meet. Those are titled that way to appeal to the search engines, not because I'm trying to game the system, but I do want people to watch the video, and I think it's a pretty good video. So that's the confidence you have to have in going after this stuff on YouTube. You just got to put yourself out there, get over yourself, like I said earlier. But these thumbnails are the type of thumbnails that get clicked, and the reason for that, I think, is the colors. It's the size of the text on screen. You got to remember is that a lot of us are looking at YouTube on our phones. Okay, so me showing this on desktop it looks great because it's on desktop, but on your phone screen's different size. Regardless of what phone you have, the thumbnail is pretty small. It's not that what you see now, and so you have to keep that in mind when you're designing a thumbnail, that it can be read if there's text on screen or seen on a mobile device. So one thing that's really popular with a lot of creators early on is something called Canva, and that's what you see now on the screen. Canva has it's free to sign up. You can create YouTube thumbnails on Canva. They have a lot of templates you can choose from, and I think early on when you're first making thumbnails, you're trying to make them on your own, and they might suck, and that's fine. That's how we learn. But then you find Canva, and you're like, wow, they have all these templates that have all these pre-made thumbnails on it and make it super easy for you to create your own thumbnails just by typing in your own words. And that's fine. I love Canva. If you're new to Canva or use Canva, it's great. But what you got to be mindful of is that a lot of these templates have hard to read text when viewing a thumbnail on a mobile device. For instance, the one you see on the screen here, the text is really small. If you were to look at that on a mobile, you would have a hard time reading what that says. And if you can't read it, then it's pretty much pointless to even have that thumbnail or even have that text on there. So what you want to go with is something like this. You could read that from a mobile device easily, and you can make that like your channel. That's actually a pretty cool thumbnail, actually. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like the most like dynamic one, but it's easy to read and it's easy to understand what's happening and why I might want to click in the video. It's definitely way better than having no thumbnail or a potentially crappy thumbnail that has really small text or skinny text or too much stuff in the video. And you don't even have to use text. Text is just something that helps support, when you glance at it. You can certainly tell a story, and that's what you want to aim for, is you're telling stories with these thumbnails. You can tell a story without showing any text on the thumbnail. But I would recommend that you consider making thumbnails because they're going to make your stuff better. So again, something like this, it looks cool. It is cool for a graphic on a website that you might be viewing full screen. It's not cool for a video thumbnail because this text right here is just too small. And so again, if people aren't able to read it, it's like, why is it even in there? They're not understanding your message. And again, I think it's too much text for a thumbnail. Thumbnail is, like this one we saw here. It's 3 words, or this one right here. It's bold. It's on, got a dark surface to it. It's easy to read. You don't want to, fluff it up with too much text, because if too much text, it's again just hard to read. And like this one or this one here, it's just too hard to read on a mobile device. So you always got to be planning from a mobile device, whether you use a mobile device or not. So Canva is a really good alternative to do that. I use a lot of things. I use this. This is called Kapwing. I'll put a link to Kapwing below. You can use this to sign up for a free account. Kapwing is pretty much a modern video editing platform for modern video creators. So it's actually a pretty awesome tool that I use. But I'm gonna jump in here real quick and show you kind of just some formatting that you could use inside Kapwing to make your own thumbnails, or to just make better thumbnails regardless of what you're making. I think when it comes to YouTube, a lot of us, we all have different types of channels, right? I guess a lot of what I've been talking about is going on camera and putting yourself on camera and connecting with people, because I think in the end of the day, people want to connect with people. So if your channel doesn't show your face, I would consider showing your face. But certainly there's a lot of channels out there that don't show their face and they're highly successful. So again, it's at the end of the day, it's what you want to do. I personally like to include a face. It gives you an opportunity for people to recognize you. It gives you an opportunity to be creative. It gives you an opportunity to make a stupid face sometimes to hopefully maybe entice someone to click your video. It's a game, and that's actually pretty fun. I like making thumbnails, but typically I like to position myself, my body, kind of on the what you see the right side of the screen, and the reason for that mainly is because what you don't see on this screen that you'll see on YouTube is you'll see these timestamps here, how long the video is. And that's a graphic that shows up on mobile. It shows up on desktop, as you can see here. And that little timestamp can cover it goes over top of your thumbnail. So if you have text on this side of the screen and it goes down into that region, it's going to be cut off. And you see that all the time. Just go. Now, it's not the hugest deal, but again, if it's being cut off, then it's like, why, just make the change to move it up. So I like to put my face kind of on this side, knowing that timestamp is just going to be covering up my chest or something like that, which is really not important. It's more about my face, my eyes, my facial expression, And then I like to put the text inside this area over here. And I like to make it big, make it big for someone can read it, Impact is not my favorite font. I actually hate Impact. I would use something like Montserrat or Helvetica, something big, something bold. Bebes Nue is a good one. I'm probably talking foreign language here, but the names of fonts are just weird. But basically what you're looking at right here, as simple as it is, this is the format for a clickable thumbnail. It's got your face. You got some sort of cool background behind you. Maybe we make this thing, we make it blue. Is that going to do it? No, it didn't. Here we go. Right there. We got blue, we got white text, a blue background, and your face. That right there is a clickable thumbnail, my friends. So stop overthinking what the thumbnail needs to be. This is it, okay? This is a good starting point. Let's just say that. It's a good starting point. The biggest seller for me is how big the text is, because it's mobile friendly, and you want people to be able to see it. Because people can't be able to see your text or read it. It's not clickable. People are going to not either understand it or try and stare at it a little bit harder. But so in the end, just make thumbnails with bigger text if you're using text. If you're using backgrounds or something or objects, just make those objects fill the screen with that object. Even though you took this cool photo and it's got some great composition and blurry background, and it looks great zoomed out, just crop in on it and bring that thing to the forefront so we can see it when we're scrolling on mobile. All right. Let's see here. I think this is the last one. Yeah. So piggyback off trends. So I think this is basically taking advantage of popular topics that are trending, whatever it be. Maybe there's whatever your niche is, there's something likely that's trending in it, whether it's something new, a new product, a new way to do something. It could be anything like that. Those are types of content that you want to piggyback off of. Because likely there's a lot of people making videos, or a lot of people looking for that content right now, it's going on right now. So as a content creator, you can use that to your advantage by thinking, okay, if I make content about this thing that's trending, I have a pretty good chance at ranking my video and getting tons of views and tons of viewership. Now, with trending topics, you have to tread lightly, it's not all like, oh my God, I gotta go out and piggyback off every trending topic. Trending topics are risky because they're trending, and they likely won't trend for the next 2 months or 3 months or a year from now. They might not be trending, so you might get a lot of exposure early on, but 6 months from now, whenever it happens, it's going to drop, and that video is going to start performing very poorly. So you want to be mindful of that when you're piggybacking. If you go back and look at my very first video, there is a video camera app called Moment Pro Camera that was coming out for iPhone, and it was basically a video camera app that acted like a DSLR video camera. You could set the f-stop, the shutter speed, the color balance, a lot of stuff that you can't do on your native video camera app. And this was right around the time that I knew I had to take YouTube seriously for myself, just because I like making videos and sharing with people. But I decided to launch a channel on that video because it was trending, and it had been trending for, I don't know, a day. And I noticed there was the only video up about it was the promotional video from Moment. It was like their own promotional corporate video looking thing. And so I was one of the first to make a video on the fly and get it up there. And what happened was that video helped grow my channel a lot, because it was ranking number 1, number 2, number 3 in search results, not only on YouTube but also on Google. It was trending, so people were looking for it, and guess what? They were seeing my video pop up. And that's how I got a lot of views to that video early on, and a lot of some good subscribers from that video. So it can piggybacking off of trending topics can be very fruitful. So definitely take advantage of it because it's there. And but you want to be mindful. Again, you want to follow the process that we did with finding the key phrase. You know what? I meant to show you. Let me jump over here into this website. So keep on talking about piggybacking off trending topics. You're like, how do we find trending topics, Brian? Sorry, I'm going to share this screen with you now. This is one way to do it. This is something called Google Trends. It's trends.google.com. I'll place a link to it in the chat here. But what this website will do or does is it tells you what's trending in search results. And so why that's powerful is because you can see what's trending. Let me show you. There's a lot of stuff on the homepage here you can do. You can see Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian are trending just about indefinitely on Google in the US. They're always up there. But it also gives you some other data, some stuff that you can look at. But I don't want you to get too lost in like how the data, and you don't really be able to really read that stuff. It can look confusing. But we'll just stick with the whole Zoom topic. And again, follow along with me. You can type in your own topic, whatever topic, key phrase, keyword, topic that's related to what you do. We can do Zoom video conferencing, because that might be a more broad term in terms of Zoom video background. Zoom video conferencing is a pretty broad term. And we get this drop down here for search term right here. Go ahead and click on that. And it's going to run the numbers here. So what I like to do when I'm researching for this stuff is to scroll down to related queries down here. So these are maybe this wasn't a good search topic. Bad example, because this really isn't trending probably. Let me type in something more generic. It was definitely trending a year ago, but not as much now. Let me type in something like video editing. Okay, this will be a better example. So the screen loads, scroll to the bottom, and you want to focus on the related queries over here. What's cool about this is it shows you the search terms that are trending. So this content's trending because people are looking for it. Well, it's showing you what people are typing in to find that content. So this is like you're kind of looking at people's keystrokes here. So we got easiest video editing app, great video editing software, best laptop for video editing, 500%, up 4,000%. Breakout means it's the new one. It's kind of gaining some traction. You can click through here. It usually loads about 25 So there's some more here that relate to different types of programs and platforms, different applications. So what you can see is that there's a lot of these topics that are trending. So you're looking at these because you're looking for basically an idea of maybe I should make a video called Best Video Editing Apps for Android, or making a video about the easiest video editing app, or an easy video would be best laptop for video editing. Any topic, every topic out there has search terms that are like this. It's video related because I'm typing in video related stuff, but whatever you do is it's going to be here. It's going to be there. So you can look at these free video editing software without watermark. It's a video I actually have planned to make. These are phrases that are trending, and so if you can be the first one to make the video, that's great. Making the video regardless is great. Titling it, something like easiest video editing app, that's a pretty cool title to me. That could be the title of the video. Free editing software without watermark. I think that's the title of the video. So you want to use a key phrase in your title, but sometimes these are titles themselves. YouTube Studio would not be a good title because it's too short. Add something to it. How to use YouTube Studio. Best YouTube Studio updates. Whatever it is, you're still using that search phrase, that search term in your title, and that's what makes the connection. So Google Trends is amazing. Definitely check it out. You can access it on your phone as well, and it's really great. So hope that was helpful. Those are the topics I discussed today. Certainly hope it helped you get some better ideas on how to pursue it. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer the questions. I'm happy to look at your channel if you want to put your channel in the chat below. If you have any questions about YouTube or Zoom or anything like that, I'd be happy to help. But let me go back and we get a lot of action in the chat. Let me go here, and we've got the jail report. Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, jail report. So that's my buddy Greg. What's up, man? Canva's is yep, I'll put a link to it if it's not, but you can just search it. Canva, it's free, it's really great. And then Kapwing, I think Jacob put it in the chat. Kapwings is amazing as well. Those are great ones for making thumbnails. Good place to start making thumbnails that get clicked. There's certainly bigger and better softwares out there that you can do bigger and better stuff with, but those are good for starting out. What's up, Jacob Zeus? Thanks for modding for me today. You're awesome. Yeah, so what's going on, guys? What's happening today? I feel like I just rambled on for a little bit, but I hope it was helpful, and definitely be able to maybe use some of that to think about your channel differently and grow it. I've only ever just, I've done this for clients, but doing it for yourself is always different. I think pursuing a YouTube channel, being a content creator, trying to be a content creator, trying to create cool stuff, experiment. I think that's what the beauty of YouTube is. That the goal of doing all these things is to grow your channel, to get more views, to get more subscribers, for you to be happy, to be you to be, satisfied with the effort that it takes to pursue YouTube. Because at the end of the day, you're still having to make videos, and by God, any form of media content related to social media, any platform, making a video trumps everything. It trumps it all. Making a tweet, doing an Instagram post, like just you making a video, will, I think, always trump any sort of image or post on a social media platform. And certainly on YouTube, you have to compete with video. And it goes to say, too, I think by you taking some of these ideas, is that, just by you putting yourself on video, you're becoming the expert in that topic, which can be very beneficial for perhaps your business or your brand. It can also be beneficial for growing a YouTube channel, because when people watch your videos and they see you talking about this and they like you, then people that are maybe going to start subscribing to you or want to watch more of your videos. So it works both ways. So those are some of the ideas, the things that I do, because there's a lot of people out there I've learned from, a lot of great channels out there that also talk about how to grow YouTube channels, and so there's a lot of information out there that is far beyond what I have talked about today, more specific perhaps about what I talked about today. But I've had a lot of you asking me what are some YouTube tips basically, and that's what I wanted to go through with you today, was those tips. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna jump off here and call it a day. You'll definitely be able to watch the playback. If y'all want to have any questions, I'll hang on here maybe for one more minute and answer any questions. But otherwise, I'll do my outro. And so there you have it. There's my top tips for my top growth strategies for making videos on YouTube and growing a YouTube channel. Once again, thanks for watching Video Zeus, helping you create videos that get results. You see, it's easy. You follow the template, man. It just makes it easy to talk about that stuff and to say stuff like that. And it actually does pretty well. It performs well, and people dig it. So that's all I got today. I hope everyone's doing well. Any questions you have, just put them up in the comments below, and I'll get back to you. And I appreciate your time, and we'll see you in the next stream.